And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people them who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the driver. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards for the schools. Shout out to the school bus drivers. Shout out to the garbage truck driver. Shout out to law enforcement personnel. Shout out to medical field personnel. Shout out to the AC man. My brethren out there still fix the AC them. It's still hot. Record numbers hot. Shout out to whatever your profession is. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. You're a good person. Shout out to you. It's the freaking weekend, baby. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Big up on yourself and thank you for being here this morning. Not morning, this morning. Listen up. We have a lot to unpack this morning. Should be a pretty festive morning. I see a thing I go on with Queen Ifrica. How about that mugshot? How about that mugshot for Uncle Donnie? Donald Trump got turned himself into Fulton County Jail, and he was mugshotted. The first ex-president or president has been, or anybody that have anything to do with the presidency of the United States of America to have ever had a mugshot. Well, he's the first one to have ever been indicted so many times as well anyways, right? I'm sick of him already. Audrey Wright say, I'm sick of him already. Yeah, them I got tired to see him face because he ain't going nowhere. He's going to be right here. The man is fully vested in the 2024 election that's coming up, Audrey. He ain't going nowhere. He's not going nowhere. And these people look like they're playing too, because don't you notice every time that Donald Trump gets so-called arrested or turn yourself in, first of all, there is no arrest. Them have to talk to him nice and deal with him different. That's to tell you, one. For me and you, they don't tell us about see you on Wednesday at 10 p.m. or 11 a.m. or wherever when you choose to turn yourself in. They come get you, right? Them knock on your door, them put handcuffs on you. They say you're under arrest. This is an indictment that's against you. And then they take you down to the county jail. They fingerprint you, then mugshot you. And then your lawyers have to decide if your lawyers have to beg and plead and broker a deal and try to get you out on bond and bail. Not with Donald Trump. He schedules when he wants to show up, and him show up in fine style. Private jet to the limo. Trump shows up, private jet. Then he goes from private jet to the limo. Then from private jet to the limo, him have a motorcade that's leading the way with look like about 100 motorcycle all around him limo. And then him give him like a speech before him go in, and then he gives a speech when he gets out, and he boards the private jet again, and he jumps up. It's a big fiasco, man. It's one big fiasco going on. So yeah, we're gonna be seeing a whole lot of him, right? I thought for sure this time, I said, this is the one time that they're going to do a mugshot. This is probably also the one time that he's not going to be able to get out. Like, let him stay in there for like a weekend. Let him stay in there for like, I don't know, a day. 24 hours. Let him stew for like 24 hours in lockup. They couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. Let me tell you what I think happened. I think Trump said, Trump has cards to play. I believe that he has cards to play. And I believe that he said something like this. Listen, I'm not doing a damn day in there. His lawyer called him, and his lawyer says, look, she says that she's thinking about not letting you go and holding you. It's a RICO case. His RICO case is no different from the rapper Young Thug's RICO case. Pretty much almost everybody around Young Thug got some kind of deal and got sent home, got let go. But Young Thug has applied for bail or bond 5 times already and has been rejected 5 times. The judge says on the grounds that he has the financial backing to be able to make things happen if he is outside of a lockup, which means he can intimidate witnesses, he can change the outcome of this trial, he can do so many things. So on that note, they're keeping him locked up. So I said, damn, if that's the case, and Trump is the ringleader in his RICO case, he's the ringleader, he's the puppet master, he's the one who was telling everybody what to do, right? Okay, so they're probably not going to let him out on bail either, just like Young Thug, because he has the wherewith to make people disappear. He has the wherewith to make people not show up to court anymore. He has the wherewith to make people change their stories, whether it's through bribery or intimidation. He's a multi-billionaire. He has the wherewithal to do all of that. So I'm sure say he wasn't coming out to, as soon as he went in. Lo and behold, Trump goes in, takes one of them crazy pictures, look like a wet bird, angry as hell at the storm, and out he went, just like that. So now I know it's a big game for real. My thing is this. I don't know if Fannie Mae her name is. I don't know if she is being used, or I don't know if she is being overzealous and sticking to her story, sticking to what it is she came to do. Some people are compelled. Some people feel like this is my mission and this is what I must do. If that's the case, then that's all fine and good, right? You see something wrong, you're in a position to prosecute, you prosecute. Okay, good. But if somebody is pulling her strings from the side, she is going to be collateral damage at the end of all this. I'm telling y'all right now. When you see that man, the mugshot, his mugshot says straight revenge. his mugshot says somebody I got dead for this. His mugshot says, I was just talking to me and Shakira, I talked about this last night. And I said, this is what I was saying. I said, boy, her husband, her family. First of all, man, black females are something else. Black women, you can't tell a black woman nothing once she got her mind made up and she fixed. I could see her walking around the house right now. She go, you know how we do, right? We have two different faces. So we have our professional face, and good morning, Mr. James. How are you doing this morning? This is us showing up for work, right? After you clock in, you become very professional and well spoken. But when you're in the house, you like, fuck him. Yep. Fuck him too. Yep. Indictment for his ass. Yep. Indict his bitch ass too. He going down too. Mugshot for your ass tonight. I could see her husband on the couch. Fannie Willis, thank you. Audrey Wright, not Fannie Mae, Fannie Willis. I could see her husband on the couch going, babe, you tripping. You really going after that man? You know he a multi-billionaire with a lot of connections, right? Man, you got to make sure we safe. She like, yeah, you better make sure we safe. You the man of the house. You better make sure we safe. I'm saying that to say this. I hope her family is secured. You know what I'm saying? I hope her family is secure, because people laughing and joking. People laughing and joking. But just like that, people disappear. Yeah. And just like that, car accidents happen on the way to work on a slippery road in the winter time. It was black ice. The car hit and skated 20 feet over into that tree. Things happen, man. Things happen. And this face, this face says, something is going to happen. Y'all ain't just going to drag me and do me like this. You know who I am? Do you know who I am, or do you want me to show you who I am? Do you want to see the full brunt of my power? I'm sorry, but this man is not powerless. This man ain't powerless. And I could imagine when they got him in there, probably before they got him in there, his lawyer is like, yo, you're going to have to spend like 2-3 nights in there until we work out your bond here. He's like, nah, I'm not spending a damn minute in there. We're going to do just like I said, George. We're going to fly in. Yes, we're going to report. Yes, we're going to get booked. They're going to take the picture, and we're going to get up out of there. Matter of fact, keep the jet engines running. Don't even turn it off. We'll be right back. And he went in there. That jet engine didn't even turn off. He went in there. The private jet was waiting on the tarmac for him to come back and board that damn plane and get up out of there just the same. What you said? I gotta wait. What? I gotta stay where? For how long? Listen, don't play with me. I'll start exposing everybody around here. Call Judge so and so and remind him about the party in 1989 at Trump Towers. Yes, he was in Suite 107. Just say that and see what. Yeah, Judge was in there doing some bunch of freaky stuff. And Trump probably have footage, and he's like, "Yep, this is a federal judge," or he's going for federal. We'll hold on to that one until we need it later on. Boy, yep, sudden heart attack. You know, people die from all kinds of stuff. I'm telling you, these people don't play. These people do not play around. Y'all was trying to tell me, some of you were trying to tell me the other day, you were like, SouFlo, I don't really like taking my platform to this level because I know the heat that comes with it, and then platforms disappear, right? But somebody said, did you see that how many natural medicine doctors were disappearing soon as they found a cure for this? Boom, dead, gone. Next one, under suspicious conditions, found that this guy belongs to a certain set of people. Don't think he's just powerless, just standing out here on his own. No, put all fun and joke aside, right? This man belonged to a certain set of people that is not to be played with, right? Unless, like the great Tupac Shakur said, the OG told me, don't go to war unless you got your money right. And then Tupac got millions, and then he was like, yeah, I got my money right. Now I want war. But before he had his money right, kept his ass quiet and watched like a spectator like everybody else. I'm telling you, man, a look says a million things. Look into the eyes says a million things. This man said heads going to roll, friend. Heads are going to roll. They better. All the stuff they doing, they better come out with a conviction, and they better come out with some jail time, some prison time. Because if they don't, heads are going to roll. Okay? I'll be revenged upon Trump man right now. Dragging him like this, in the public like this, humiliating him like this. You don't want that on his record. He is the only, first of all, you're a one-term president. That's below his ambitions. He's very ambitious. He wanted to be a two-term president. They made him a one-term president. Then you're the first president to be impeached. He was impeached twice, right? But got back. And then what's the other one? Now he's the first president or ex-president with a mugshot to have been arrested, fingerprinted at a local jail. And that mugshot picture went out so fast. Everybody, it's like as soon as he went there, the mugshot picture was out to the public. Everybody seeing this man mugshot. That face says heads are going to roll. I only hope that sister ain't letting them use her like that. But you know, when you chasing your ambitions and you've been working for something, it could be it. That could be it. Or it could be she's being used. She's the pawn. But we'll see. I'm not play with them politics. We'll see sooner or later. Bro Shaka, big up yourself, Bro Shaka. Thank you for being here. Mr. Article Dan says Trump is a gangster. Vengeance is mine, Donna Davis. That's what his face says. Vengeance is mine. We laughing now because it look funny, but wait. And by the way, all he doing is making money through all this. His team organized so the optimal timing for television. I told y'all that yesterday. It was printed in let me see if I'm on them this morning. It's a news source that is very trustworthy. I'll tell you in a minute. But it was printed there that his team released that information that they will be the first ones releasing his mugshot. So you're not going to get to capitalize off of it before they do. And they staged his time of turning himself in to optimal TV viewing time. That means it was carefully calculated. They didn't want to do it in the middle of the day while the kids were at school, while mom was on her way home from work in traffic, or while she was busy cooking up dinner while daddy was on his way home from work. They didn't want that. They wanted it at a time in the evening where the whole family was settled down, where everybody could watch it. They did that for a purpose, right? Where everybody could watch it and everybody could see and everybody could hear what it is he was going to say before he went and turned himself in. You seen when he got off the private jet, he made a little speech, right? Okay. You see all those people out there cheering for Trump. Oh, we soon talk about that. We soon talk about that. So here's the rundown, just so you know all the details, right? And this is the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, published this morning. Well, let's not go into that first. That's the one for the Black Voices for Trump. Black Voices for Trump director, he's being held without bond. Yeah. So him can't come out. Black Voices for Trump leader. But Trump's arrest and booking, printed this morning. This is NBC News. Atlanta, former President Donald Trump turned himself in on Thursday night, as we all saw, at the Fulton County Jail, and he was booked on felony charges in connection with efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election results in Georgia. A lot of people still saying, I don't know what he did. Why are they booking him there? It has to do with his efforts to try to overturn the election of 2020. Trump arrived at the jail shortly after 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time in a presidential-style motorcade. And he was booked, fingerprinted, photographed with a mugshot within minutes of arriving. Nothing but he said to them, listen, make this as fast as possible. I don't have time to waste. My jet's waiting, right? Because one time you go to jail. You don't go to jail and get booked, straight through, fingerprint, this, that, back out the door. That's not how it goes. You go to jail, you get sit down, and then they call you when they're ready, and each process is a piece of process, so on and so forth. I don't know. I watch a lot of the jail movies, not movies, but the reality shows and documentaries and stuff. Okay. Me never got jail. Well, I went to jail one time, but yeah, that's it. Anyhow, Trump was quickly released according to the records, and he was in and out of that jail in less than 20 minutes. What did I tell you? So what's the big fiasco about? He's in and out every friggin' time they bring him in less than 20 minutes. What's the big fiasco about? Y'all not doing nothing to him, right? What was taking place here is a travesty of justice, he said. He told the reporters on the tarmac right after he got off the private jet, this is a travesty of justice. Before he boarded his plane to leave Atlanta, he did something wrong. He says, we did nothing wrong at all. And we have every single right to challenge an election that we think is dishonest. The arrest was Trump's fourth arrest since April. And it was the first time he or any former U.S. president has had a mugshot taken of him. He goes down in history as that. He didn't want to go down in history as that. So he is stewing, and whoever had that done to him is going to pay, whether short term or long term. The bookings take place in a state that was largely ground zero for his bogus stolen election claims, despite enormous pushback against him from the Republican government and top election officials in the state he had won in 2016. Trump's continued insistence that the election results could not be trusted had actually helped to cost the Republican Party control of the U.S. Senate in a runoff election January 5th of 2021. So a lot of people in the Republican Party are actually upset with him because they were telling him to go ahead and concede. They were telling him to chill. It is what it is, right? Let's move forward. This is going to backfire on us when the next election comes around. They're going to remember us as people who tried to rip up the Constitution, as people who tried to overrun the Capitol, as people who tried to, go against everything that is American. He didn't care. Donald Trump's 77 years old. He's 77. He's almost 80 years old. I don't know too many 80-year-olds are sharp still enough. But anyhow, he's 77, and he left his summer home in Bedminster, New Jersey, shortly after 4 p.m. Eastern Time and took his private plane to Atlanta, where he was indicted last week on state racketeering and conspiracy charges. He says, I have to start getting ready to head down to Atlanta right now as he was getting dressed. I have to start getting ready to head down to Atlanta right now to get arrested by a radical left, low-life district attorney, Fannie Willis. This is what he said on Thursday in a post on his social media platform, Truth Social, where he also exaggerated the crime rate in Atlanta. You know, he's going to say, she can't even do her job. That place is a shithole. It's overran by crime and violence and just terrible people everywhere. And, you know, but he's not wrong. It's actually true, right? He gave let me clarify what is actually true. Not that she's not doing her job. What is actually true is y'all been to Atlanta lately? Y'all been around Atlanta, even through the state of Georgia lately, but focus on Atlanta. Yeah. So anyhow, he gave a thumbs up to the camera as he walked off the plane at the Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International Airport. After he arrived at the jail, Trump was processed and released under the terms of a $200,000 bond agreement. So he's out on bond. $200,000 the dinner money for Trump. He actually has dinner parties that are held. And at these dinner parties, I believe there was one dinner party where it was like $100,000 for a plate. That means only the who's of who's could attend these parties, right? I think Kodak Black showed up to one of these parties. Kodak Black is a young rapper who Trump actually pardoned, which I think was a strategic move, right? He pardoned him on his way out of office and commuted his prison sentence, and Kodak was very much happy and free after that. And then Kodak Black's whole fan base started following Trump. And then, you know, the more black people for Trump started multiplying, that kind of stuff. Bridget says, I was there in July. Mr. Article Dan says, I live there, bro. Boy. Okay. So after he arrived at the jail, Trump was processed. He was out in 20 minutes. He was released on a $20,000 bond agreement. That's no money for him. His attorney struck this deal with Willis' office this week. Booking records listed his height as 6 feet 3 inches tall. So Trump is a pretty tall man. And his weight is 215 pounds. This is 29 pounds lighter than he was the last time he was in the White House, and he did a White House physical in 2020. He's 29 pounds lighter now. Stress. Or what you say, Audrey Wright? You say I lie? He ain't no 6'3", 215 pounds. But why would how could they doctor his how could they doctor that info? This is why I think this is all a big game. And everybody is probably on the same damn side. I don't know. The source of the jail information is unclear, and it appears online before he arrived at the jailhouse. The source of the jail information is unclear, and it appeared online before he even arrived at the jailhouse. But remember, he had been in there. He's been going through the system. You know, a date for his arraignment has not been announced yet. Trump has maintained that he's not guilty of any wrongdoing, and he has accused Willis, a Democrat, of election interference for charging him because he's again running as for president. So that's his charge. And they have opened up investigations into Willis. They will be digging into her everything. I hope they don't find anything. I hope she's squeaky clean. Yes, Angel D, they said he is 6'3", 6 feet 3 inches tall, 215 pounds, 29 pounds lighter than what he was the last time he was in the White House and did a White House physical. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFlo. How you doing?
I'm good, family. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. I have a question. I'm trying to fully understand. What law exactly did he break?
His charges are very interesting. Let me pull this up because I screenshotted it last night just for discussion's sake this morning because I wanted to be on the right track. So here are his charges because a lot of people don't are confused too, and they're saying he didn't do anything. So what if he questioned the election? He's being charged. He's being charged with violation of the Georgia RICO, solicitation of violation of oath by public officer, 3 counts of that, conspiracy to commit impersonating a public officer, conspiracy to commit forgery in the 1st degree, 2 counts of that, conspiracy to commit false statements and writings, 2 counts of that, conspiracy to commit filing false documents and filing false documents actually, and then false statements and writings, 2 counts of that as well.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the charges.
Those are the charges, and they said they have proof and they're ready to go to court now.
Okay, what are the actions that equate with those charges? For instance, and I ask that because I'm trying to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
If you say we say allegation to write conspiracy or something, you said something like that.
Yeah,
right?
Conspiracy to file false documents and actually filing false documents.
So what were the false documents he filed? Was that the counter to the or filing an appeal to the election?
We wouldn't know until we wouldn't know all that information until this goes to trial. In trial, all the evidence will come out. So they asked her, right? Fannie Willis, they said she went to the higher courts and she asked for 60 days to start his trial. And they said, you either start it now or you start it next year.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, okay, well, we're not waiting. We're ready to go now. And we have our proof and we have our case put together and everything. So obviously they've been working on putting this together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So they're not going to tell us the details of what proof they have. We will have to watch the trial to see proof unfold.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. I say that because how do I put this? A lot of people are celebrating. A lot of people are happy because they don't like Trump.
Right.
And what I don't think people understand. Politics is not about who you like.
Right.
That's our problem.
Right.
Everybody focus on their feelings and who they like versus who they don't like. Enough people did like Biden. And how is that working out for you? Right? So for me, what comes before like is policy for me. What was my life 4 years ago versus what was it like now? What was my bank account like 4 years ago versus what is my bank account like now? What was the school system like 4 years ago versus what the school system is like now? So people are here rejoicing. And what they don't realize, if you really look at this one, and I don't know if he's guilty of, I don't know what he's guilty of.
Right.
I mean, if they have some stuff, then they got some stuff. It is what it is.
Right.
But it has been a witch hunt. Because first you're going to tell me you're going to imprison the man for using his own money to pay for a prostitute, which is immoral, but it's not illegal.
Right.
With his own money. And you're trying to go, okay, that don't work. Then you find something else, okay, that don't work. Then you find something else, then that don't work. And everybody's like, yay. But the thing is that what you don't realize is that everything in America sets precedent. And if they can do that to the president of the United States, former, you are nobody.
True.
If they can shut down the former president, social media, and make him go blank, social media, you are nobody. You are next.
True.
It is nothing to do it to you.
True.
And we are moving towards, they talk about New World Order.
totalitarian system.
Totalitarian system. You already see it in Canada. Right? Yeah. But everybody is so caught up in their feelings, and if they like the man as a person versus this is somebody who would not be for the war in Ukraine. This is somebody who don't believe with the whole boy is a girl and girl is a boy. This is a person that, yeah, he might be an a-hole and he said some a-hole stuff, but certain principles that people claim to align with, he stand firm on. This is when he was in office, my bank account was nice, my stock portfolio was nice, the economy was booming, Black people were actually doing better financially. This is the person who came to Black America and said, look, I'll give you $500 billion for economic investment. But because we don't like him, we said, no, we don't want that from Trump. Trump not gonna do nothing for us, and such a trust. Trump is a racist. But yet you put an actual racist, a person who was friends with the Klan man, the segregationist, said that he was his mentor. The person said he doesn't want his child going into a jungle arena to go to school with Black kids. Right. The person who said you're not Black if you don't vote for him. The person who said, did the mass incarceration bill versus Trump, who put in place to get Black men out of jail for those petty offenses. You don't care about that. Not you, but I'm saying in general. Right. Because you don't like him. That's what you focus on. Right. He said some things that hurt your feelings and you don't like. So you know what? Everybody gonna get what they're gonna get. There is a poem during the Holocaust that said, when they came for the socialists, I never said nothing because I wasn't a socialist. When they came for the Jews, I never said nothing because I wasn't a Jew. But then when they came for the trade unionists, I never said anything because I wasn't a trade unionist. But then they came for me. Everybody can laugh because you see Biden and you see the Democrats, they are leading you to an absolute digital slavery. And this Yamanya is completely against it. I have never seen America go after a drug cartel leader, Epstein, child rapist, pedophile, the way they're going after this man. Never. But everybody's so wrapped up in their feelings. They're not looking at, is this just? Is this right? I might not like him as a person, but is this right? Is this a witch hunt? No, everybody in their feeling. Understand on the feeling.
Boy.
Not up here.
Boy.
Right. Stand on the feeling. Boy. You're gonna pay for it. Because once they do it to him, you're finished. You're next. That's it.
All right. Profound and sound words. Let's let that marinate. Thank you. We appreciate you. We're gonna dive in.
Good.
All right. She just said a mouthful. Let's dive in, because now that brings us to the whole Black Voices for Trump. So there's an organization that's called Black Voices for Trump. I don't know if y'all saw the fiasco yesterday. There were a whole lot of Black people out in the streets yesterday, and of course we're looking in from the outside. Before I get into that though, let me say this. As a parent, I'm concerned about certain things in the school system. The other day I said to somebody, something about DeSantis. I said, I don't like a lot of things that DeSantis stands for, but there's a couple of things that he did that has me, and remember, I'm SouFLoTV still. I'm still the same person who tell even my Jamaican people, I say, you need to stop being, me a labor right from me born till me dead. Me born come see me granny a labor right and me I got dead labor right. Or me a PMP or JLP till me dead. You need to lose that mentality. I've always said that, right? Before we go any further, I've always said that, right? So nobody can say, oh yeah, switch sides now, SouFLo, yeah, hypocrite now. Even though I don't really care. But my thing is, I have no loyalty to any political party. I sit down, literally, pen and paper stuff out. I look at both candidates and I look at their agenda, I look at what they're able to bring, how I'm going to benefit, how much safer my children are going to be, what my income is going to look like so I can provide for my family. This is how I look at before I vote, right? All right. Speaking on DeSantis quickly, there's a misconception or some misconstrued information out there that needs to be put straight. Put straight. Somebody said, SouFlo, you speaking good about him? You talking about the guy who doesn't want Black history taught in the schools in Florida? I said, yeah, him. I said, do you know why they wouldn't let me speak? Nah, he shut down Black history being taught, the real Black history being taught, because there was a new curriculum developed. Someone said, listen, Black history has never been taught in our schools in the United States of America. Everything that's ever been taught in the United States of America, as far as Black people goes, comes from slavery. So you have generations of young Black people and then getting to be old, and the next one and the next generation believing that the greatest thing that ever happened to them was slavery. And then after slavery came your inventors and your this and your that and whatever. They have no idea of the greatness before slavery. So why are we not teaching them this? So they put a new curriculum together. And I thought, it's about time. It's about time the world knows from a classroom perspective. Maybe if these children start learning from a young age, and it's not just, oh, you better teach that to your kids at home. I mean, we sit in class and learn about Mesopotamia and learn about all these other things that have nothing to do with nothing, right? Or nothing to do with us. So why not teach about us as well in its truest form? So I was all for the program. Woke up one day and it says, nope, DeSantis says that can't go into the school. I was cussing his ass out too. I said, what? You racist mother, blah, blah, blah. I'm saying everything, right? Something says, slow down, subtract your emotions, go and read in the writings. Stop listening to people words. Go read in the writings what it is that might have caused this thing to not go forward. Okay. For those of you who don't know, this is what happened. Here is the new curriculum that has Black history in it, right? The kind of Black history we want to be taught in our schools. We're saying finally, because it wasn't there when I went through, and it wasn't there, it's not there now that my kids are going through. They wrapped it as a package with everything else that I would definitely stand against. Let's just put it that way. You know, you got to be careful how you speak. I want y'all to read in between the lines, because some people get very offended and take stuff the wrong way. And now you're running a hate campaign against my. So we're not going to say all that. We're going to say they wrapped it in a package with something else that I would have been totally, absolutely against. DeSantis asked them, he said, can you shave that part off and just let the Black history part go into the curriculum? They said, no, it has to pass as a package. He says, well, hell no, I'm not passing it then. So then they took it to the media and said he shut down real Black history being taught in schools. I'm encouraging y'all to go look up what was in that package that was going to be passed along with Black history being taught in our schools, right? Now, this brings me to Trump again. As a parent, based on what the caller just said, I'm concerned for my kids. I have children that are born and raised here, right? And they have to go through the school system here. And I'm very concerned about what I'm seeing going on. I'm very concerned about what is being taught to my kids. I'm very concerned about what is going on without parental consent. I'm very concerned about my children. So if I send my child to school, I need my child to learn the school curriculum as far as, you know, science, math, English, all this other stuff. I don't need no extracurricular activities, and I don't need you introducing things to my children that I'm not able to break down and explain to them, right? It's just I feel like there's a violation there to a certain degree. It's just like watching one of my kids' programs and then out the blue, I'm like, whoa, hey, stop that. Is this a kids program? What? Why they put this in there? It's the same thing going on in our schools. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
SouFlo, what one?
But then a family wanting.
Yo, brother, boy, I publicize, boy, I watch a video on YouTube.
Yeah.
Where one of the runner, I said, the head of the delegation over Budapest, threw him have a runner when him a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Him bring a runner whenever even qualified through the Jamaican trial.
You know what? Y'all watch live this morning?
I watch the live, brother, but
no, you reach
like
the
platform. It's like we have the platform to publicize certain things.
All right, let me take down the notes.
System, bridge.
Let me take down the notes real quick. Come here, forget back to topic. Where
Yeah.
sir? Runner say what?
The brother, him put out a video, say him qualify. One brother named Tracy and last name through the Jamaica trials.
Mm-hmm.
And the head of the delegation, Maurice Wilson, who was the principal for GC Foster, saying, and being one athlete will never qualify. And I give a youth them spot will qualify because of him a coach the athlete there. The athlete will bring him to come replace him on him. Him have a personal stake, him a coach the athlete.
Okay, so I the same thing I go on, just like how some politician, you have to be they're a member of their party or vote for them in order to get a little farm work thing for fly out and these kind of things. It's the same thing, right?
Same way, so.
All right.
Same way injustice.
Typical Jamaican corruption.
Call it out and hear it out and put it on the clothesline.
All right, brother. Me go pay some attention to it later. All right. Manners. That was neither here nor there, but we'll look into that later. All right. So, Mr. King Big said, how the topic changed. King Big, the topic not changed. We just gone right back to it. Him call, but he's not on topic. Shay says in New Jersey, the teachers have the right to keep a child's sexual preference as a secret from their parents. Geez, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, man, because then I'm not going to be able to... I may have to walk skillfully the whole of this morning because Queen Ifrica just addressed Nicki Minaj, right? And then one whole bag of something going over there, so where I'm going to address that as well. But here's the funny thing. The funny thing is I said it to you guys. I just didn't go into detail. I'll drag your memory when we start. I wanted to see if anybody else was on the same frequency with that and realize what was going on. So when I seen Queen Ifrica come talk about it, I was like, yeah, but them a drag her. They murdering Queen Ifrica over there right now. And we're going to get into all that, right? When we get back there. So let's deal with this one first, though. So, me see one person says, I don't want to mess up SouFlo platform, so I'm not going to say too much. Please don't. The thing is, you guys in the comment section can say what you want to say. See, I'm the moderator. I'm considered the moderator. I'm also considered the host. So I can't just be flippant with anything I'm saying and just make anything fly because then it's held against me. I could look back at the comments later, and this is a live, so them not gonna dead there unless you watch the live chat box. Because when you watch back the video on YouTube, you don't see the live chat box unless you select the live chat box. So y'all can say what you want to say among each other, have a real grown people conversation, right? I have to be careful with my words because I don't want to come across like I'm instilling hate in anybody or I'm sending out darts, shots at anybody, any particular group of people or anything like that. So we have to skillfully navigate that one here, right? All right. Watch how you vote. That's all I can say is watch who you support and how you vote because the support comes at a cost and it comes in a funny way too. See, it comes in a funny way too. Very important. I saw one person said, I don't remember who said it because the comment gone up already, but they said, I vote Democrat and Republican. How, you might ask? Fun fact here. Most people think that the most important election is the presidential election. So they will vote for the president, but they won't vote nothing else. You see? And guess what? We live in 50 states. in the United States of America. And pretty much almost all these states have their different this, that, and the other. So you could very well have a president that you like or love, and you're like, yes, this is what I want to be president. But who is your mayor of your city? Who's running your city? The person who's running your city might not be with the agenda that you're with, right? Or things that you support. And although you voted for a president that has a different agenda, that mayor that runs your city can have a very different agenda from that president that you voted for. So really, that is how it works out, where the person just said, because somebody asked how. That is how it works out. You have to be very careful how you spread your vote around. It's never just, oh, I'm Democrat 100%. Oh, I'm Republican 100%, right? You have to look and see who are going to run the place where you have to navigate through on a daily basis, where your family have to live and make a living. You have to look at that person. It ain't your president. Look at that person, city councilman, mayor, chief of police, this, that, all those heads is what you're supposed to look at. Just throw that out there. Because, we've been taught politics from a different angle. See, we've been taught a dumbed down kind of politics. So nobody really dig in for us and say, yo, it's not, that don't matter. So, okay, so yeah, it's a part of it. So you get the president you want, but who's running your city? You live in Bayshore? Okay, who is the mayor of Bayshore? Go and look him up. And Tarated, because you didn't vote, you start looking up the mayor of Bayshore, the city you live in, and get to find out that he is a grand wizard of the KKK, and everybody knew it. And then he claimed to be not that anymore. And now you're wondering, why are all these young black people going to prison and dying around my neighborhood for doing nothing and this, that, and the other? And he's endorsing this and what? Because you didn't do your homework. So enlighten yourself about this politics thing. Now, Black Voices for Trump. Director faces federal charges in Maryland too. His story is wild. Not only did I see the crowd out there, but they are very well, it's a very well organized group apparently. So no, the stuff what people are saying yesterday, oh, I bet Trump had people go out there, find a bunch of poor black people in Atlanta, paid them probably about $1,500 each, and had them out there in t-shirts holding up signs at the courthouse saying Black Voices for Trump. No, it's actually a real organization. And they actually they exist. They exist. I don't know if you saw the crowd. I saw it yesterday and I was like, but they exist. But here is his running, because although Trump got $200,000 bail, along with everybody else, Rudolph Giuliani turned himself in too. Rudolph Giuliani got his bail. He left. Everybody else that was indicted, he's held without bond. And people are saying he's held without bond because he's black. No. Listen, the former leader of the Black Voices of Trump was in custody at the Rice Street Jail in Fulton County on Thursday, same place where Trump turned himself in at. The only one of Donald Trump's 18 co-defendants to remain behind bars after being booked in the election subversion case. He's the only one to remain behind bars. Of course, it looks bad on the outside, right? Because you're looking in now and you're like, damn, well, he the only black one. Why is the only black one held without bond? Everybody else got a bond and went home. People are clowning him, especially black people. Yep, I guess he's now finding out that he's actually black. Everybody else got a bond except for you, ninja. When Samboing goes wrong, etc., etc. Here's his details of his story. In addition to racketeering and other charges that are filed against him in Georgia, Harrison Williams Prescott Floyd III, what a name, Harrison William Prescott Floyd III, also faces charges in Maryland in connection with a separate federal probe of Donald Trump. So he's like a foot soldier, right? Anywhere Trump problems pops up, he pops up there too, right? Floyd was charged with simple assault against a federal officer following an alleged dispute in February when two FBI agents attempted to serve Floyd with a grand jury subpoena related to the U.S. Department of Justice investigations into Donald Trump's attempt to overthrow the presidential election of 2020. Those charges were first reported by the Washington Post. Floyd is accused in the Fulton County case of working with Stephen Lee and Trevian Cutie in the alleged harassment of Fulton County election worker Ruby Freeman. So that's one of the charges. They sent people out there to go intimidate people physically in front of them in their face. In addition to racketeering, he is charged with conspiracy to solicit false statements and influencing a witness. Floyd is the only defendant so far who has turned himself into the jail in Atlanta without making plans to be released on bond. Floyd's attorney did not respond to the request for comments, and it is unclear whether the Maryland charge impacted his ability to post bond in Atlanta. Did they say, well, he has the same charges in Maryland, keep his ass in there, because here he is in Atlanta doing the same thing. According to the affidavit that was filed May 3rd in U.S. District Court in Maryland, listen to this. Floyd reacted angrily when he was approached by the two FBI agents at his apartment building in Rockville, Mount Dakota, charging and cursing at them and bumping into one of the agents hard enough to knock him backwards. "You haven't shown me a badge or nothing." This is what Floyd shouted to the agents. "I have a daughter. Who the you are, or are you?" They got into a little scuffle. The agent wrote in his report that he showed Floyd his FBI credentials, but Floyd did not look at them. He didn't want to look at them. As Floyd turned back to go into his apartment, one of the agents reportedly tossed the subpoena paperwork towards the open door. As he was closing the door, the subpoena got stuck right in the door. So you've been served. And you can't say you didn't get it. Your door caught it. And in order for you to use your door, you're going to have to open your door, and that subpoena is going to be stuck right there, right? All right. So according to the affidavit, Floyd is a former Marine and a martial arts instructor. He chased down the FBI agents as they were leaving. The exchange was so heated that one of the agents reportedly pulled back his suit jacket and placed his hand on the butt of his pistol while warning Floyd, "Back away, back away." After the agent left, Floyd reportedly called the local police to report that two men in suits aggressively approached him, and according to the affidavit, Floyd told the police in an interaction recorded on body cameras that the agents attempted to serve him with papers. "I didn't know what this is," he told the police about the subpoena. "I'm not touching it. I see it. I don't know what it is. It's stuck in my door. I'm not touching it." He knew what it was. Floyd was arrested on the assault charges 3 months later on May 15th. If convicted, he could face up to a year in jail on that particular charge, but he also has all the other charges that Donald Trump has as well. According to court records, he was released on a personal reconnaissance bond and required to surrender his passport, report regularly to a pretrial service officer, and not to violate any federal, state, or local laws while he was out on bond. And now, at Fulton County, there he is without bond. So he had bond conditions before. So those bond conditions and his interaction with those agents led to him being where he's at now. He's lucky he got a warning. Angel D says, "Floyd is the angry section of the Trump defense team. This is what he looks like to me. Former Marine means he's probably well trained. Also, martial arts instructor means he can defend himself probably better than the average person out there. So is he the muscle behind, like, send him? You know how the mob say, 'Hey, Frankie, you got my $500. And Frankie is like, "No, boss, I don't have it. I'll get it to you by next month." And the boss is like, "Nah, Frankie, we said today, Friday. It's Friday. Where's my $500? He said, "Boss, I don't have it. I told you I don't have it. And you're not going to get it until next Monday." And he's like, okay, I'm sending Jimmy the broker over there. Yeah, Jimmy the broker, you know what he does? He breaks legs. And Jimmy the broker is coming over to break some legs, right? Where's the $500? Where's the boss $500? You ain't got it? Bang, right leg broke. Where is it? You don't have it? Bang, left leg broke. Now you got 2 broken legs, right? This is what he is painted as. He is painted as the muscle behind, the intimidator, the enforcer behind all of that. We'll see how it all works out in courts. It's all allegations at this point. They claim they have proof, and he's the only one right now that does not have a bond. So back to the whole black voices for Trump, black people for Trump. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. This is America. You're free to vote whichever way you want to vote. But I just encourage people to do an educated vote. And here's another thing. There's no possible way that we can all be on the same page every time we vote. Why? Because your interests might not be mine. The things that really stir you might not be the things that stir me at all. I'm probably not bothered, right? And the things that mean the world to you might mean nothing to me. So we all have to vote according to where our interests lie, not just, oh, I'm black, so I'm going to vote where most black people vote. That could be dangerous. That could be dangerous. If you notice, throughout the whole time I've been speaking, I never told anybody to go left or right, right? I skillfully stay in the middle. I let people decide for themselves what direction they want to take their votes in, right? Right. Kaz Robinson says, T doing anything for him? Trump doing anything for him? No. Just like the riots, the only BM in the crowd went to jail, and he went to jail for, I think, the longest time out of everybody else. And people saw that. Kaz Robinson? Yeah. And people saw that. And people were like, yo, look at this BS right here. How come he got so much time and nobody else got? You want me to tell you something? Even the PPP loans, right, that came out recent. Remember, I know people did not get a bag of money the other day. A lot of people were getting money the other day. And you were like, where is this money coming from? One brother filed for PPP loans, told the people he had he had 100 employees, and he had an overhead of something million dollars per month, or something, 200 and something $1,000 a month. They sent him enough money to keep his business afloat for 4 months, payroll for 4 months. And it came to $1 million, right? He bought a Mercedes Benz. He bought a Rolls Royce, a later model Rolls Royce, I don't know. And he started getting flashy, right? The PPP loan came back around and bit him in the ass. I'm watching people go to jail over this PPP loan stuff, and I'm realizing that the people that are actually getting crazy time, there's one guy off a reality show that I covered on my other channel. He got 32 years. 32 years for money he took from PPP because he falsified information and took the money. And I'm watching everybody else get like 3 years here, 5 years there, 7 years here, 2 years there. I seen one white couple that got millions and millions of dollars. They got a lot of time, but they're the only ones. Everybody else who is not of this persuasion, they got a little slap on the wrist. Everybody that is off this persuasion, they getting murdered with prison time, and they sending you to a federal prison. So moral of that story is this. We got to be careful. The field is not leveled, and we know it. So while we're out here pointing out stuff and being, well, how come you giving him 5, but you giving me 15? This is not fair. When has it ever been fair? When has it ever been fair for us? When has it ever been fair that we can commit crimes and expect to get sentenced to the same time as? Never. So the best thing you can do is keep your ass out of go to work. Shout out to the people who work 2 jobs. I respect you to the fullest. I say that every morning for a reason. Better me go work 2 jobs than them go give me no 32 years for a little money. That 32 years, Man, if I get 32 years right now, that's a death sentence. I'm gonna never kill nobody. If Wallace says exactly SouFlo, watch who you vote for and don't vote. And don't vote for it. Begins with your local reps. I know people only bet in president elections and they don't know who their local representatives are. Yes, and that's a part of the biggest problem right there. Kaz Robinson says, isn't that they way always? Yes, we will always get the lion's share of the sentence. Yes, so we can't be complaining because we already know how the thing's set. Therefore, your goal should be to never venture into it. This whole Trump thing is going to turn out. Let me end this segment so I could get into the other segment with a breaker. This whole Trump thing is going to turn into one big fiasco. I have no dog in this fight. I'm on the side with a big bag of popcorn and I'm just eating my popcorn and I'm not talking about popcorn. We're saying family, man. I'm just eating my popcorn and I'm just watching this movie unfold because it's going to get very interesting. That man Mugshot face says it all. Heads are going to roll. Somebody is going to pay. Watch how the pieces start to move around on this chessboard. This is way above me. This way above us. We not up there with that. This is big people are playing right now. And we just got to watch how this unfold. All we are pawns in this game. That's what it is, right? So I leave that segment. Neither saying neither here nor there. I just see what's going on. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFlo.
Good morning, family.
Yo, I don't understand why people complain so much about why, Biden is there and all this stuff. I don't see the problems that they see.
Like
they're saying the economy went to crap.
Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see it either. I mean, I'm doing pretty fine, and everybody around me seems to be doing fine. Everywhere I look, I see jobs popping up, and the jobs are paying more than ever before. So I don't see where I live. Real estate is booming. Yeah.
Yeah, my house never been worth this much before.
Yeah, exactly.
My 401k higher than it was under Trump.
Very true.
So the market went down last year, but look at where it's at now.
Very true. Very true.
Me and my wife are both nurses. I'm telemetry ER, she's ICU.
True.
We've been traveling since COVID. We've never gotten paid this good. The pay never went back down to normal.
True. And people like you need to speak up too, because a lot of people are confused. People are saying, well, what is Biden not doing? Because some people are like, oh, I got way more money under Trump. Black people had more money under Trump, and then and nobody else is saying anything. So people are starting to believe that.
Me and my wife,
your level of pay.
These contracts before ever.
And your house value went up, right?
In the medical field as well, right?
Right.
We have 7 active licenses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I do ER telemetry. She does ICU. We've both been traveling since COVID, since October 2020.
Mm-hmm. Y'all banking.
Tell them. The rates has never went back to normal, bro. It used to be like $55, $60 in places like California.
Right.
I could get 100 plus in New York and Massachusetts.
Right.
So you're telling me life is worse for me now?
Yeah.
All my colleagues around me that I see making similar salaries?
But this is what I said earlier. I said your interest might not be somebody else's interest. You understand? So you're pointing out where it's good for you. Somebody else might not even be concerned about that. Somebody else out here could be like, look, for the past 20 years, I've been doing the same thing and my business has ran fine. I've never taken a loss. We've been doing good. So money is not my issue. I don't care what the president is putting in and out of there. None of them has damaged my business. I'm more concerned about what's going on in the school system with my children, or I'm more concerned about this, that, and the other. So everybody has their different interests. This is why I said we cannot all be voting the same just because we're black. Because you have to vote where your interest lies.
Absolutely.
Right. Right.
I didn't vote for Trump. I'm being honest. I didn't vote for Biden either.
Right.
I'm completely apolitical, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people, they cannot name the 2 senators from their state. Just like you're saying, most people can't name their local reps. Right. Go ask the people in the general public. Name the 2 senators from your state. Because there's 100, 2 from each state.
Can't. Who's your city? Who's your council city man?
But I don't see how they're saying, "Oh, this guy's agenda is so much worse that the country went to crap." It didn't go to crap for everyone.
Right. There are a lot of people that are flourishing right now, right? There are a lot of people that are flourishing right now, right? Including you and wifey.
I'm not saying we're balling or anything, but what I'm saying is, bro, I do travel contracts, so does she, right?
Nah, you get into the money. You get into the money. You modestly saying we not balling, but I know you get into it.
I'm not saying I'm balling. So far, I have kids, right? So I try to make sure that they're well taken care of.
True.
So I put that as my priority. We make sure we try to save ahead for their college just in case they get there.
Right.
So we live modest lives. We're not driving around in foreign cars and Louis Vuitton and stuff like that.
Right.
But what I'm saying is we're not doing worse off.
Right. That's understood. And I appreciate you for sharing that too.
Yeah, but because the people making it seem like, oh, the country went to crap.
And it did.
So who?
Yeah. I like I said, I could verify. It's booming where I'm at. Bro,
McDonald's down the street from me is paying $20 an hour.
Here it's paying $15 an hour starting off, and this is just for somebody who's gonna stand there and run their cash register and say, "Hi, welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order?" $15.75. Yeah, got my kids wanting to go to work right now.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people making it seem like, oh, it's this and that, and unemployment is low from the last time I checked.
Right.
I'm not saying everybody's doing the same, right? Because I know people that are in the same field as me and my wife that are living check to check, massive credit card debt because of lack of discipline and lifestyle.
Right. True.
But the country as a whole, for people to say, oh, it went to crap, I don't see it. And I didn't vote for either party.
All right.
All right, so
thanks for sharing, brother. Bless up. But listen, I don't watch people pockets, but him and his wife they're banking right now. They're banking right now. That's a team right there. That's a team hookup right there. But anyhow, back to what let's close out that segment because I really want to get into the Queen Ifrica Nicki Minaj segment, right? So before I do that, let me say this. Take your mind off everything. This is the icebreaker for the next segment. Everybody is saying that Sha'Carri Richardson is now the fastest woman in the world. I know you're like, SouFlo, you went way left. I know that's what I talk about. Walk with me. Sha'Carri Richardson is now the fastest woman in the world. Y'all know I had to go look that up and make sure, right? Because my favorite runner on the women's side, I love all my Jamaican runners, by the way, and my American runners too. But my favorite runner on the women's side is Elaine Thompson-Herah. See, and because Elaine was out of everything this year, you didn't see her greatness this year. But I want you to remember something. I'm just saying this in passing. We're not going to get into it. Sha'Carri, let me clarify it for you. Sha'Carri is the fastest woman at Worlds. It's the title of the championship, not the fastest in the world. It is the world championships that's going on now. She's the fastest at Worlds for this year. She is not the fastest woman in the world. Elaine Thompson-Herah remains the fastest woman in the world. Okay? So just let that sit right there. Angel D, that's so common. People are like, oh, yeah, it's still a black woman. Yeah, we get that. But you see this right here? Yeah, so there's no division. Even if it was a white woman, it was still. But I'm just saying, the information needs to be corrected because a lot of people are saying, damn. So the U.S. now has the world title for women and the world title for men, and a broader conversation is happening right now. Jamaica's sprint dominance has fallen because Noah Lyles is sitting right on the heel of Usain Bolt's records. And then you have Sha'Carri Richardson, who many headlines are saying has become the fastest woman in the world, but it's not true. The fastest man in the world is still a Jamaican man. The fastest woman in the world is still a Jamaican woman. Sha'Carri did her thing this year, and she is the fastest at World's Championships. Not the fastest in the world. All right? We're going to left that one, that's a door. We're not going to get into all that any much deeper. Let's get into this Queen Ifrica thing here this morning. We're going a bit extended this morning. Queen Ifrica said some stuff. I see a little situation unfold, right? And this situation unfolded. I'm scrolling on IG and I see a live. And apparently it was a live from TikTok that was shared to IG. So this live has some people doing their live, and Nicki Minaj joins the live. And the people are excited that Nicki Minaj joins the live of the young lady whose live it was. So to them now, the young lady, their ratings gone way up because Nicki Minaj paid attention to your live. Y'all walk with this. Let me pull up Queen Ifrica and what she had to say, because I was going to address this. For those of you who pay attention on Morning Thoughts, did y'all hear me say a few mornings ago, I see a live video from TikTok where them over there a gift a whole heap of money every minute, bing, bing, 2 times this, 3 times that, to somebody who really don't need it from them. But if you ask them to help so you can help one of their own, none of them wouldn't. But I'll talk about that on a different day. When I said that, that's what I was talking about. But Queen Ifrica addressed it now, and it gone big now, so now me I gotta talk about it. Her attitude is changing somewhat. Them don't move out of the way, them Sharka take off our wig. Today, by the way, the 200-meter showdown is on. Gabby is gonna be in it. Sharka is going to be in it. And you know the 200 is Sharka's baby. Matter of fact, Sharka holds the world record for the 200 meters, if I'm not mistaken. And, of course, Sha'Carri is going to be in it. So Sha'Carri has a point to prove, because if she come to Worlds and dominate 100-meter win against Shelly and Fraser Price and Sharka Jackson, and then she goes and wins the 200-meter as well, that's pretty much saying, hey, she's back. She's a problem. She's the one to beat, kind of thing. So we'll see how it goes. I'm putting my money on Sharka Jackson, though, for the 200. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Hey, SouFlo, good morning.
Morning, family. How you doing?
All right. Hey, just a quick tip.
Hey,
whenever you're not up in the morning, can you post your timeline? Because my constantly always the refresh and the refresh and the refresh. And me the driver, I come back and refresh 7:30, refresh. 7:45, me refresh, 8 o'clock, then I say, all right, come on.
What you want me to do? Post.
Either post something on your community that you won't be going live this morning. So constantly keep on the refresh.
Oh, you did a look for the live and there was no live.
Yeah, like say.
All right, my brother. I appreciate you. I'm sorry. I will.
Because sometimes we constantly keep on coming back to like within 45 minutes, we keep on refreshing just to see if you're pop up live.
Right.
So if you can put something, so we come on one time and say, all right, the boss now come on this morning. So
manners and respect for that. You know what me usually do? If there's not going to be a live, I usually have a pre-recorded video, which is probably about 15-20 minutes long on a different topic or one topic. And then I would pin the message and say, or when I share it, I put it on the community board and say, there will be no live this morning, but we'll catch it tomorrow morning live. This is the video for the day. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Stuff like that. But I didn't do it yesterday. So you're absolutely right. And I'll make sure that I continue to do that in the future. All right?
All right.
I appreciate you greatly. Thank you.
All right.
All right. All right. This I gonna get heated now. And for those of you who have clean ears and your ears don't like to hear nothing dirty, please don't listen to this. May I give me fair warning from now, because I'm gonna let all the bad word them play out. An older person who is 62 years old said to me day before yesterday and yesterday, stop the cursing. I did a video that had one curse word in it, and the one curse word, I believe it was that word behind me right there. It's a bumbo clot in the video. It's a dancehall video review of a song between Popcorn and Vybz Kartel. And I was saying Popcorn and Kartel haven't worked together in over a decade, blah, blah, blah. So when we see the notification early in the morning, we say, bumbo clot, review time. Stop the cursing, blah, blah, blah. So me tell the person, say, before knowing they were 62, I told the person that, you know, people like you try to regulate how I speak, and I don't even curse that much, but I find you over on other people's platform who cuss every minute. And the person replied back and say, I'm 62 years old, SouFlo, and I guess you're going to tell me next to stop watching you or something like that. Listen to me. If you're 62 and you're not one of the fresh 62 them, and you're not hip and in the moment, 62. If you're one of the 62 like gone to church, my granny 62 or my mother 62, then when you see me do reviews like dancehall music review, me a review a Popcorn song, me a review a Vybz Kartel song, that alone should I tell you, say, that I know where you need to come. Right? Right. All right. So I'm telling people now, before you cuss me out later, why you started cursing like that? You could have given me some notification. Your virgin ears them, exit stage left. No. All right. Show start now. Queen Ifrica had something to say about Nicki Minaj being on that live. This is going to get very, very deep. Me did have something to say about it before, but I'm glad said the Queen talk, so me can talk right back at that and back that up too. I'm fresh and in my 60 plus, Darty T. Yeah, Darty T, some people just feel like through them reach certain age, you know. I'm 60 now, so I have to act like I'm 105. And I'm antiquated and I have 2 minutes left on earth. And I don't know, I don't plan on becoming one of those kind of people. You stay youthful in your mindset, seeing, and then your mindset will regulate the rest of what goes on with you. So me not plan to come bend over with no walking stick and quiver my voice and talk like so unless something wrong with me throat. I'm gonna care some water, come give me please. But I don't see myself doing all that. All right, so anyhow, let's get into this. Let me see, turn up the volume. Hold on there.
When me I worry about you with Nicki,
This is Queen Africa.
Is
listen.
When me see her do on TikTok. Me see her do something on TikTok were very dangerous. Not only for Trinidad where you come from, but for the rest of Caribbean and Jamaica. And then by extension, Africa and the world. Because they see through the eyes of Jamaica. And you guys, I think, know this. So when you go on TikTok, Nicki, and you're saying that you love the Jamaican TikTokers and you're picking and choosing who you're gifting and who you're associating with and who you're... Me I notice the people them where you pick. And I send gift to. You have one creature where they pan it, one man. I'm not going to call his name because I'm not giving no validation. Him share a name when me share as well with an individual. Seeing? And I notice you gifted him the other day and it's the biggest talk on TikTok that you gifted him. But we as Jamaicans would like to know who that man is and what kind of role him play. Because we see them take him and them dress him up like a transgender, put him in a makeup and ear. Him say the most dirty and nastiest things them when ever hear come out of any individual. Him allowed to say them something upon TikTok. Seeing? And you, Nicki Minaj, over there, I give him. Now, there's a nice little girl on there that you form a friendship with named Brittany Goff. When Brittany Goff first entered onto TikTok, she came on with the worst trauma any one of us could have ever seen and experienced out of a little girl who said, I saw her as my daughter, because my daughter at 23. And when I saw Brittany Goff, me cry real, literal tears because guess what? I saw myself. I saw myself figuring out how to deal with traumas and how them affect you. And it affected me on a personal level to the point where I was moved to go a Montego Bay, go drive out Norwood and search for her and find her. Because me never did just want to go with where me I see on social media. Me did want to go meet her in person and really see if I actually act or she really need help. And so I went, knock up her door. She was like, what you doing me yard? See, because when me tell her I say Queen Ifrica, she was like, Queen Ifrica, what you doing me yard? See, and I say, you come link. And she said she'll come to me and she come outside and I sat and I had the greatest conversation with her. And I saw in that moment that that little girl had so much ambition in her. There's so much that she personally wanted to do as an individual for herself. But the things that will happen to her, if for those one here who have an idea of who Brittany is, you can go find her TikTok, she named Brittany Goff. See? This little kid was brutally raped, sodomized, all kind of dark things happened to her in her teenage years. And now at 20, early 20, she's now at the point of trying to figure herself out, to rise above her circumstances and to live on above and beyond these things. Yeah. And she ended up on TikTok and become a sensation because I think mostly because of her natural, the person who she is. So I went and met her, I sat with her, I told her that I was willing to pay for anything that she wanted to do. She said she loved cosmetics, she said she loved makeup and stuff. I offered to pay for her to go to the makeup school and, you know, get it done on a professional level. However, she said to me that she don't necessarily want to start that. Right now, she want to stay on TikTok and do her thing on TikTok because she have people on there that love her and she's just going to stay there. She's going to try to change her behavior and try to do better by herself. And to be fair to her, for the most part, I've watched her try to do that. See? What I notice about my country is that when you have girls like Brittany Goff, who have been through a lot of negative stuff in their life and is trying not to become victim for got on prostitution and grow on a back road and just call it a day and end up in a taboo and then place there. She's fighting back and trying to do it her way and to try to fight for herself. There's not a lot of people to encourage her. So now she's enemy number one over TikTok because she now do the things them on TikTok again. And she now go on with the madness and she try. Nicki Minaj give her some gift and she give her Nicki Minaj to give them because Nicki Minaj I take talk from some other people. No, Nicki Minaj, I would love for you to know Brittany Goff for herself because when I went there, she turned me down. She said, me not really I look handout queen. But just want to get myself on my foot and be the kind of person me really want to be. So when me see she give back Nicki Minaj, I never saw it as her being negative or trying to be bad man. It's really so the little girls stay for true. Now, Nicki Minaj and Faller and this whole, I know Nicki Minaj try to promote her new album where I come and everything. And everybody knows that when you want to get it through the portal of Jamaica, you have to walk through. So again, I want to say, find the right kind of relationship with Brittany Goff, Nicki Minaj, so that the kids in Trinidad, the vulnerable girls in Trinidad who are impressed and inspired and are patterning some of the things that they see happen here in Jamaica. They can see you finding some girls who are not necessarily trouble and in trouble to associate with. And check out people like the man where you send the gift to talk about your friend and them something. They find out what kind of character him is. Find out if no little boy they wear ball about, no rape where they get her. You understand? We not judge people by them choices, broad brushly. But some sitting where we hear them people they talk on the TikTok page and some things where we hear them friends talk about them. These things where the advocacy groups, them in Jamaica, the children rights group, them, we think them need to join them up there and really are listening to some of them things that where them people they are say, them are do. Before we not empower them and turn them into influencers for we little boy, them and say if Nicki Minaj give them maybe I saw them need to look and so they need to act. To get attention.
That part there. That part there.
So Nicki Minaj, me I say this to you, sis. Sexy dolly girl. Trinidadian, Caribbean, know the wildness so we attack from and know we not care. So careful. If you're not do that to Trinidad children, don't do it to Jamaican children. If you're not doing your thing where you do on TikTok with Trinidadian children, not do it to Jamaican children. Find influencers that are going to make them be better of themselves, not worse. Find things to associate with both the country. Just like I see Queen Omega, they would associate with reggae of Jamaica to become the Queen Omegas, them when they are becoming in the world. Make the little girls them we want to become, and the little boys them we want to become like Nicki Minaj. Don't judge you by the people them see you associate with out here.
All right, sir. All right.
The scrubs of we society.
All right.
The nothings of we society.
All right. So, if you look, you can see the picture of them, so you know who I get talked about. There is Britt. Britt, big up yourself. There is Nicki. And this is who she call Creature. This individual, me not call the man a creature. I'm saying that's who she was referring to when she said creature. See? Now, when I saw the live, there's more. Because them respond to Queen Ifrica. And a whole heap of Jamaican respond to Queen Ifrica now. But it's not the kind of upful response that you would expect. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we licky, because we idol worship, because anything will come from foreign good and better than what we have. Because we've always had this problem with this mentality. When I saw Nicki Minaj Panda live there, I thought to myself first, I said, Nicki Minaj has a huge platform. Where she got dig up and find this year to come get involved in her? Because what was going on there and the people who she's associating with and I choose to get on them live and big them up and all that, her influence is big enough to where that person that get a cosign from her in a little Jamaica, that person that turns celebrity. When a person that turns celebrity now, you have the youth them, just like Queen Ifrica just said, who are going to say, that's the move. You understand? So I'm influenced now by this individual. There is more. When she called the man a creature, me not too in a calling people name, but I'll be honest with you. When I first saw the person, I jumped back like that and I did say, yo, that man I look like one creature or what that, right? Matter of fact, let me be honest. I said this off air. Probably shouldn't say it on air. I said something like, kill it before it multiply. Something like that, me said us out of random. You know I'm SouFLoTV talk already. And that's something me I gonna say all the time out of to both people and stuff. But I was joking in the moment, but I was taken aback by the appearance of the individual and the mannerisms of the individual. See? Then to see this who somebody like Nicki Minaj come and align herself with, I said to myself, say, them people here now look nobody. Where they pan no up and positive. For work with out of our people. She signed Skeng. Big up to Skeng. See? But who promotes popping mollies and living the wildest life like Skeng does? So she takes a Jamaican artist like Skeng who busts way to the world by himself already. Big up to Tommy Lee, big influence in that. Busted to it by the world already. And then she came into the picture and kind of like ride Skeng wave. Right? Now, of course, people like Skeng are going to hear me say something like this. And then I'm going to say stuff like, but the boy SouFLo, they chat too much, and leave shut him out, cause why? Because if I speak and she sees it and she goes, oh, so them Jamaicans think I'm riding his wave, and then she don't want to do nothing more with him money dry up when did I get from her? You see? So I'm not trying to box food out nobody mouth, me just point something out that certain people, when they come among us, you have to watch what them promote and who them co-sign, because them come from another place. We have one different agenda, and the agenda has always been to infiltrate right which part we there and fill with something where we have a gone. So them come in from some weird angles, and that was what the vibes I got. But me never want to go too deep into it yet. Me did I say, let me see what else comes out. And sure as hell and rotted enough, not only Queen Ifrica talk, But more came out. So watch this. This is who she called Creature, and Creature is going to respond, right? And again, no disrespect to you, Derek, I think his name is. I'm saying Creature because that is what she called you. I want the audience to understand who Creature is. See me? One.
I knew where I come from, and the man stop beat out your blood clot and got your blood people. Me never beg Nicki Simba anything. She come and give me. I got talk about me a Creature. Look on your Ifrica. Your career don't know blood clot Ifrica. The man kick out you night and day. But tell you because the man don't want your blood clot and your baby mother. The man have been wife in blood clot Ifrica, dirty Ifrica. You mash up. So good, girl. If you're going up,
this is how Nicki Minaj jump on him live and give him up.
Ifrica, not now one for you. Not a man of bomb that I do for you. You come and think you can make favorite people. How much think you get? You can't afford the liquor you get. Night and day, the man beat you go, beat you come. You fuck on me. You say like a weird man can be to the Britney. The head because Britney don't want to answer your blood clot. And I said, me no. And I take set for me, I can have a creep. You can't call me Creature. I used to take, I Creature, I used to take woman in your pussy. You remember that? Because the whole of the bump of a foreign, I think I found one day in your blood, you talk with your mouth. You talk with a big thinking about Ifrica. I am mash up.
Ross Jada, me soon talk about that.
It done with. Move your bumper cloth and go a big stinking girl. You're rotten. Wait, John Crow, dark shit, bomber cloth, yo. But in your Ifrica, Ifrica is a blood clot, the man of cut, beat out your blood clot. You know, say you're dead. You're that walking dead. Probably Ifrica. That me blood clots about Creature. Creature not your big hole. Your big thinking hole, you're rotten, dirty girl. Where?
Okay, boom, viewers, welcome back on here, Derek.
All right. So I want to get a sense of who this individual is, right? And what this individual is like, right? All right. 2 more videos I'm gonna play, and then we're gonna talk about that. Let's go with Rash Jada. Big up yourself. Rash Jada says, I just see him chunky girl that pay a lawyer for defend our pedophile brother. We're grind off the woman picnic. Yeah. We soon talk about that. Matter of fact, before I forget it, let me say this. I've learned as I go and as this platform grow that people are more connected in here than anything else. Let me show you something. I'm not gonna call name this morning. Big up to Lava. Me link Lava and me say, I think I link Lava about some promotion and about working together and something like that. Again, he's the next person. No response. Flatline. But you know when you can see that your message was read, but them no respond. So me I say, Lava do a lot of cartel stuff, promo for cartel and stuff like that. So do I. So there was a common ground there already. So why would I be ignored? Then, lo and behold, I'm up one early morning. I go through some material trying to get ready, and I see Lava do an interview. And they're asking him about how Nicki Minaj big him up, and and she mentioned him, and then she subscribed to him and start follow him, and he was like, yeah, and that's a big thing for me, you know what I'm saying? That's a huge deal, whatever. So I say, rotted. That's why. We circle small. I had just did a video about Nicki Minaj's brother, and in the video I said, me lose off of Nicki. I say, I love your music and everything, but me lose off of you with the movie here. Because somewhere in there, I don't want, because I see some people nowadays, right? They will use their money and they'll come for you. I'm going to own your platform. You're saying this kind of stuff and that kind of stuff about me. So I have to be careful when I say, because I don't want no drama with nobody, right? But I'm just showing y'all the angles. I'm thinking reaching out to this brother, me and him could have do some work. But me realize I'm connect with Nicki already, and they probably had a conversation saying, oh, that boy there? Yeah, yo, F that boy them. Don't respond to him. Don't nothing with him. No nothing. Right? And it stems from me doing the video about her brother. and what her brother did to his stepchild, that was proven in court. And the picture them go up on the stand, go testify, and our brother get a whole heap of time in a prison for it and all these things, right? And I probably didn't sound favorable towards Nicki in the whole situation, but I realized that that's where it was coming from. So in other words, then, don't say nothing bad about me, even when me I do something bad. Don't, you know, that like I'll send people or I'll tell people not to work with you or whatever. Right. So I know that these people know and they pick and they choose where to associate and who to associate with. You can't tell me, say, out of all the people where you could associate with, is a man where I'd say, big off thing, pussy gal, and dirty pussy gal, and the gal that take fuck out, and the dirty batty gal, and the man that tap kick you up and beat you from when, and then kind of something there, and at that you choose to align with, right? Out of all where we have a gone, that's who you choose to align with. Now, if you don't think the alignment is deep, this is Nicki pan him live. I talk to him. Watch this.
Hi, Queen. Hi. You can hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, you can hear me.
Hi, Uncle Derek.
Hi, Uncle Derek.
Oh my God. How you doing,
Uncle, you hear me?
Yeah.
I love you so much.
Yeah. Is that?
Derek, I love you, Derek.
I love you, Nicki.
Hi, girls, and
Hi, boy.
thanks for
Oh my God. You guys screen record this. Derek,
Derek, no, let me tell my uncle something. Let me tell him something, man. Derek, listen to me, Derek. You are the funniest human being on TikTok, okay? And anytime you go live, if I am upon this app, I am going to send gifts. Cause I couldn't even love you more than I love you. Like late at night, I showed my husband videos of you cussing people out. And when I tell you we be crying and laughing, I just want to tell you I love you. And don't let no suck old gal, big pussy, stinking, limited gal get pan your nerve, them. You understand what I said? Uncle, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, I said, big pussy, gal, where I try for this, me uncle them.
Hey, I want to run in here tonight.
Anytime I see your name pan my TikTok, I choose them coming out of the studio. And I was like, you know what? Let me just go on TikTok for 5 minutes before I, record.
Queen Ifrica, shut up.
Uncle there. So when I first started coming on TikTok, you the first person that I knew. You are the one that made me love TikTok. Because I thought to myself, who is this icon? This man is the most brilliant icon, one of the most brilliant icons I've ever seen on social media. The way you class them big pussy, suck old gal, that them never know say them limited. Them not know them limited. And one, like said, them not know my Uncle Derek is the king of TikTok. Understand what I say, Uncle?
Yes, man. Send me 2 live in the dumb and them mad tina in the dumb. Send me 2 live in them mad.
All right, wait no man. Me have to see, cause every time I try to send 3 gifts them a decline me card.
Yeah.
Them not, you see my face card never decline, but sometimes my my card I decline on TikTok. So hold on, wait. Let me see if me can send another lion. Understand, Uncle? Wait, no blood clot. Hold on, make me show them something tonight. Wait.
Yeah, show them, Nicki, show them.
Right?
Don't need Derek, sorry name.
Derek, I bet that I get it up.
Don't Nicki.
Ross Jada. That's all.
So wait, Vietnam man, them try to say, wait, what kind of lion you want? You want the lion that has the lion cub next to it, or you want the lion by itself? Uncle, what now?
I guess this how the money gets sent on TikTok, right? Me not do TikTok, so I don't know. Send the lion, we can go buy a bed.
Look, Uncle, when we send you the next lion, then I want you to go out and go party. All right, you have to put your money on your bed or whatever you need tonight. You understand me? So there, I'm gonna send you more tomorrow. All right?
No, send you more. Yeah, no.
Oh my God, okay.
Derek, my God.
Derek, Uncle never get there before.
Carter John Empress, big up yourself, sister.
Thank you, Uncle. Uncle, did you hear it now? You hear it this time, Uncle? Uncle, hear the lion cry.
Carter John Empress say a lion is like $500. Two lions she send her ask him if he want the next one.
Uncle can't be. Your uncle speechless enough.
Me just a show the walk one because we not on TikTok on the live, so we won't see it. Seeing before we get back to.
God bless her.
God bless you. I love you so much.
Yourself, Nicki, I love you so much.
God is a homeless man.
Hi, Queen.
Thank you, Nicki. Yeah. I put me up, Nicki, man. I put up Derek. Post me up and I have time. Post me up. What about the Derek, man?
Post you? Okay.
No, I said post me up. Post up Uncle Derek.
Yeah. No. All right.
Nicki.
Say something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Derek, watch out. Derek, Interstellar, you get a while ago.
Interstellar, Derek is on the moon.
Moon there. All the money are coming.
Uncle, say something now?
Yeah, man.
Your friend say something.
No,
he don't have to say that. It's history making up. This is
You don't have to say nothing.
History making up.
Thank you. See Jeffrey Star there upon your life. Oh my.
Jeffrey Star.
Derek, you're gonna foreign.
Yes, everybody, Jeffrey Star, y'all, please give me Uncle something. Give me Uncle something. True say me love him so much. And I want him to get nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey Star. Yeah, come on, guest house. We are too long.
Foreign done.
Derek, you will have foreign over here.
Come, Derek.
3.3. You gotta put 3.K. 3.K. 3.K.
Derek.
You know, to Jeffrey Star.
Watch out. Come, Derek, and foreign, we are go.
Foreign, we are go.
Yeah, man, thank you.
Derek, remember you find them when you go stand.
Tell them.
Derek, remember when you go.
Oh my, watch out. Derek, get chance. Tell me something, you know.
Derek, you can't be there for them when you go.
I know you're not keeping tonight.
Right now,
Watch out, mama.
No,
they're not rubbing, not true, Derek.
The film Robin can still say, I know that we are talking about no come
Yeah.
a start time.
Thank you. God bless you.
I gotta go. I love you, okay? Uncle, tomorrow.
Big up yourself, Nicki.
Go back on.
God bless you.
I'll gift you again. God bless you guys, okay? I gotta go. Take care, guys. Bye. Good night. Bye.
Take care, God.
I love you. You're the funniest person I know on TikTok. You're an icon. I love you so much. I can't even explain how much I love you. Talk the truth. You know, when Missy Brit give back the money, right? A lot of the people in the comment section was like, this is my Jamaican people them though, and everybody know that both way apparently, right? With Beggy and Licky. Because I'm sure when time them people are reach Jamaica, the first thing them hear from somebody is want give me a thing no, make something go on for me no. Yeah man, I know so you're good on everything, man. Life look good for you, make something go on for me no. You know, and that kind of attitude right there. If you are giving, you're to be respected and loved. If you're not giving, then you are to move and go from around here. So you don't deserve no respect or nothing like that. It doesn't matter what you do or who you are. Yo, you know, so the boy is a pedophile. Me no business. Him just give me $500. You know, so the boy kill him mother for real. That's none of my business. Him always a give me something. You know, we got this mentality right here, and they know it. So them come in and then buy influence. Now, here's the funny thing. This is like I'm gonna use my influence to set up who I want to be a influencer in a Jamaica. That's all that was. I saw the live when Brit gave the money back, and a lot of Jamaicans on there was saying she's smart. She gave the money back, so next time when Nicki give her money, she'll go give her even more money. But I think I heard Queen Ifrica mention that she unfollowed Brit after Brit gave the money back. So I don't know if the giving back of the money backfired. Some people were saying she's smart. She gave the money back as an investment. So she's probably going to deal with her off screen away from everybody else. Watch and see. Watch and see if Brit not buy a nice car soon. Watch and see if she not this, if she not that. Hear me out, someone. The kind of disrespect. The last video we are going to play. Seeing the kind of disrespect where Queen Ifrica come with under, it solidifies what I already know about my people is you have to move careful. If you're trying to enlighten our people, you have to move careful because then we kill you, you know. Then we kill you if it even though it's them you're trying to save. Yeah. Then we kill you. They're easily bought, easily sold. Things. Do it for them. And they don't have they Nicki's agenda, the brats. See, one more, yeah.
If it's so, you can't make every cocky go chain after your blood clot mouth. But you don't have a blood clot, Nicki Minaj. Look here, Nicki Minaj is a local
Queen Ifrica post this.
Caribbean girl. But I know from Caribbean.
They're coming at her.
Blood clot Caribbean. Look here, you see special people and give gift. Look how much people depend on media that give people special gift. What happened to the dirty, stinking, dirty? Look where I forgot to work by your career. Go and work by your blood clot career. Chat to blood clot. You want a lick in your mouth with Nicki McCarthy money. You
Nicki
Minaj have mad blood clot you. Just low blood clot Jamaica make we go through. Listen, we want evil. We want evil money. We want evil. Like we take evil money. You're dirty stinking blood clot, you. Dirty stinking mix up blood clot, rasta gal. Leave out the people blood clot business. Come out of it. Make the girl circle and bless we. Leave her. Come out for the blood clot, girl. Or the woman for worship devil when God give him voice. If go do rapping. How you could dirty Jankro answer? Jankro. Look here, Ifrica, thinking woman.
We want evil.
Nice, man.
We want evil, you know.
Man. Go wash out your mouth, man. Go work on your career, man. You got to but you not give the person.
And then say God bless.
And then we can talk. We have to talk about it. It's the biggest star because remember say Derek now live nowhere and he might get him help, so it gonna be the biggest star. And we can't believe say in boss way. He don't have to do the gift, it have something to do with the blessing that come to him. Dirty stinking Ifrica. Dirty, nasty, so cocky, Ifrica. Go look at career. You want to go to the live music industry and still don't come up with a blood clot career, dirty woman. Now they're making live. Now Nicki make Nicki pass through and bless way. You know something? You think you get upset yet? You think you chat too much? You might come bless somebody else and it got bigger. It got bigger.
Bless.
Go and find something to do with your time. Go and find something to do. Go and try work power and boss our music. And leave them the people who are rich and have nothing to do with their money. So they just go and scatter it to poor people. Yes. Why not think that way, Janko? Appreciate that the woman come up. By the time when I'm done, chat Nicki Minaj might change his mind and no one giving on. Because all of you look a dirty drunker from Jamaica on a mouth bad. But the blood of Jesus is against you. Make Derek live. Make Derek live. We chatting, we cussing, we classing, make him live now. I thought a bit comfortable now. That is okay, and he might get him blessing. What will we do for please? What more do you want God to do for we? In Janka, go look at career. Go and look at career to blood clot. Can I look like say the man where you do with no shit in your mouth enough to shut up your chat too much. You want lick in your mouth with good music.
If contradiction was a person, if psychosis was a person, a good Queen Ifrica, she address her, you know. That this is how, and they're not just, it's not just the two of them. Y'all should see the amount of Jamaicans that have actually jumped on this train against Queen Ifrica and talking about her in this manner, right? Y'all talk about Queen Ifrica. Y'all talk about Queen Ifrica, who has cemented her place in reggae music and will forever be remembered. Even her work will live on long after she gone. Y'all talk about Queen Ifrica that never make a song that was dirty and derogatory, or never passed on a derogatory message to influence we youth them in any frigged up way. Queen Ifrica y'all talk about? That the Queen Ifrica y'all talk about? Don't live nowhere, call little money off of TikTok blessings, and willing to slaughter someone, a warrior queen. Cause some see Queen Ifrica like a warrior queen. She's always been that for me, right? So to see how we are willing to slaughter those who are here for our best interest always make me cautious about how I deal with my people. Because they will sacrifice you. Forget, they will crucify you. Even when you tell them, say, are you me I do this for? Are you me I save? They'll jam that knife deep in your neck side and turn it. I'm doing this for you. I don't care. Dead for dead, boy. When are we going to wake up? If you listen to Queen Ifrica's message, there's nothing that she said that was offline or out of bounds. And she get called all kind of name from Nicki Minaj come all the way right down. She set the precedence because Nicki responded without calling Queen Ifrica's name. And she said, I make some talk or dirty girl limited. Yeah. You know what that mean though, right? You know what that mean though, right? It means that she is a threat. Yeah, it means that Queen Ifrica is actually a threat. She's a threat to something much bigger than what you're looking at seeing. It's all about the money over integrity for them. Yeah, we're gone this a long time. Money over everything. Money over... For those of you who've been with me long enough, you hear me say this already. This is why we are the way we are now. This is exactly how it's easy and why it's easy for somebody to give somebody at Jamaica 250, 300 US dollar, and them take 300 US dollar and come kill you. 150 US dollar and come kill you. One time back in my wild day, few years ago when I first started YouTube, I said, hey, any boy Mr. Any boy, Efron, my thing, my family, a Jamaica, blah, blah, blah. I'll put money on your head. Me that talk reckless and wild, you know. I say, if I got, me have 10,000 US dollar put on right now for dash pan, any boy. I make them come for you, right? Circle you. The first response I got back was 10,000 US dollar. You must say, wow, we murder out a whole family for your daddy. That's the first time I actually really did stop and check, and I was like, I dropped me. I'm next telling about 10,000 US dollar can murder out a whole family. I said, so Floyd, I must say long time you know reach Jamaica or something. 2 bills US, a man dash you. So that's where we're at. That's where we've been for a while. 200 US dollar, you're gone. Imagine actually having 10,000. That means I could put multiple killers on you. One must reach. So when did we reach there? And who are the people that are trying to keep us right there in that kind of train of thought? Because that's over there. That's right where we're at. It's sad. It's money over everything. It's money over life. It's money over integrity. It's money over self-respect. It's money over your friggin' family. You know, see how them still today? Our set of vipers of new people will murder off them own mother and help go carry the casket, go lay it down, and then go back up at the yard, go yam them curry goat and rice, and turn the night them in a big dancehall party with money pull up. Mommy gone, me see her next lifetime, we're rich now. Because mommy did there at the yard, I tell them, so you can't come in here any hours. You know, we elders them stay, right? You can't come in here any hours. You can't no man come in my house. I don't care how big you is. If it's not your husband and you're not married by law and you can't sleep in a no same bed in here, blah, blah. Yo, I love it. Old lady still in about a dash our way. They will murder off all them own parents. It's sad where we've come to. It's sad where we've come to. The people who are known to be some of the most stand-up people, who are known to be some of the most loving but fierce people at the same time, fierce in the name of real justice, fierce in the name of real respect. Jamaicans never used to play with them respect. Now we don't have none. We have a bag of respect I walk around for sale. Me have respect for sale. How much you pay? Yeah, my body skin out, see there. How much you have? All right, no, you're not paying enough. Yeah, that you pay. All right, see the rest of me. We sad, man. I'm gonna end this live by saying this. We can't stand around, and my video don't have nothing to do with nobody's sexuality, because I'm saying it again, I don't give two flying, not even half a flying nothing about what you do with your sexuality. This ain't about that. This is about standing up for those who have always stood up for us. This is about preserving something that is more than this frivolous 5 minutes of fame that some people are run down and they're willing to sacrifice all and everything our foundation for. Because after all this will fade away. This will fade away. So make sure to stand up for who's been standing up for you all along. Yeah? Make sure them not crucify this woman to the point where, because they now have the attachments to do it, to be able to do it. If I'm telling you that 200 US would dash a man a yard, and you have a multi-millionaire in other dollars that's worth billions in your dollars, I make you know you fuck with this, you that, and the other. Limited girl, dirty girl, idiot girl, this, that, and the other. You think you're safe? Okay. Me always move cautious. Read between the lines. So yeah, Nicki, Lose off of you again. Just like I lost off of you with the whole thing with your brother. Me no business about what go on with your husband. I don't even want to look into that. But the situation with our brother, I did the video, I said me lose off her. Because she was one of the artists them that, come on, man, she been in the rap game forever. Not only that, she was at the pinnacle of the rap game forever, where she actually literally did put in the work. Her lyrical delivery, her artistic creativity, her over the time of all that stuff cannot be denied, right? So a lot of us grew up on that and paid respect to that. And then there's a Caribbean girl too. And she come out one day and said, Caribbean girls run it, ask Riri. And Rihanna came in after. I'm like, blood fire. Yo, the girls from the Caribbean, this is a good look for us as Caribbean people on the international stage, blah, blah. But then see, them ya kind of something ya after. I'm like, yo, if I help you, I help the man and done. But class man as icon and with the bag of I love you lies and stuff, I found a business that still, you know, we just sit through it. We sit through it and certain things we don't want. Yeah, that part. That part. There's a lot of youth. You remember that, like, let me close the video like this. I want Nicki go up at Yui and find 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Find one youth who's going to Yui with a brilliant mind, definitely gonna be something. I'm gonna want you to find him. I'm gonna want you to just honestly wipe out him debt. Pay it off. And if you want him go further, go pay for him to go further. If I'm earn a bachelor's, pay for him to get a master's. I'll respect you to the fullest for that, right? Because enough of people them send them picnic go to them school there and use them whole life savings to do it. And when the picnic they come out of school, see them here? Because people are saying, well, we would hire you, but you need like 2 years of experience at least on the job. But sir, how am I supposed to have 2 years of experience when we just come out of UE? And now the bill come due to pay back that student loan that my parents them take up, plus them life savings gone, because they were all investing in me. Find one of those, Nicki. Find one of them there and help them out. And then me act like me blind when me see anything else. Until then, I said what I said. Manners and respect to each and every one of you tuning in, man. Some of you can't just spin with like gig, you know? Because we see things different. Yeah. Queen Ifrica, go and big up yourself. You never said nothing wrong. Yeah, and we don't know you as no low vibrational person, not from day one till now. And one thing we ask people to do is prove who they are over time. Not even prove, just live. And we will observe and see. And all know we can point out nothing about you where we have to throw in a big red barang bang and say, yo, if you burn out for that. So you've been stellar the whole way. So me now gonna join them and drop my respect for you. Yeah? Your respect all up every time. Last call for the morning before we're out of here. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
How are you today?
Good morning, family. How you doing?
Very good. I just want to tell you, have a nice weekend with your family.
All right.
And I enjoy your program very much.
All right. I appreciate that. And you do the same, yes?
You too.
All right. Bless.
Okay, one love.
All right, people. And with that, we're out. Have a wonderful weekend. Surround yourself with people that you love. Surround yourself with people that love you and lift your vibrations. Don't go low, right? And remember also, karma is real. So all this is some people that flip up and go and karma never miss a doorstep. It never miss an address. So who not get for them today will surely get it tomorrow. Just make sure you putting in good works into the universe so something good come back to you. With that said, we out of here. Peace.